Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys.
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you know where we are and what we've been reading and what's happened thus far?
Well, we have kind of sucked the last couple of days.
Mm.
And so it's been a couple days since we released a podcast now.
Yeah.
But I believe the last time we put one out, it was Isaiah chapter 28.
That is correct.
And they were talking about people who drink a lot in a city, and then there was destroying shit going on. Maybe I don't know. But they didn't like people who drink, apparently.
Yeah, they were against alcoholics and drunkards, I think they called them.
Right. Yeah.
And that was the people and the leadership of the city and the priests and prophets.
Right.
Anybody engaged in a hootenanny.
Yeah. So that was Isaiah chapter 28.
Correct.
Which means that today we're going to be getting into
Isaiah chapter 29.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, so we are about to hop into Isaiah chapter 29, but I just wanted to reiterate before we do that we're in the middle of a section.
Right.
Okay. The previous section was chapters 24 through 27 of Isaiah, and those constituted a continuous poetical prophecy, usually referred to as the Isaiah motherfucking apocalypse.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah. Super apocalypse.
Yeah.
It was like, the world's going to end. We're all going to die. It's going to suck. There's going to be trash. And that's what like a lot of Christians refer to as the time following the rapture, right before the tribulation and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So that was that section. Currently, we are in a section that constitutes chapters Isaiah 28 through 35.
Okay.
That are a collection of poems on Israel and Judah.
Got it.
So
this is a collection of poems?
Yeah. But
the bit about the drunk people, that was poem? There's poems intermixed, apparently.
There's poems, like, I don't know if you recall, the end of the last chapter had a parable.
Yeah, okay.
So they're called poems, but the term is used loosely, not as like these rhyme scheme, like Shakespearean kind of poems, so much as just, it's Isaiah talking about Judah and Israel, and it's nothing, I don't know, story or whatever.
Got it. Okay. Yep. No.
So just wanted to let you know where we're at and what we're doing.
Sure.
And now we are in Isaiah chapter 29.
Yep.
Which starts out, "Woe to you, Ariel, the city where David settled."
Oh.
So, yeah, I looked that up, and we could talk more about it in a Q&A, I guess.
Yeah.
But it basically is just the city of Jerusalem.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Ariel equals Jerusalem then.
Well, I looked it up. There is more about it.
Yeah, we can get into that on the Q&A.
Later.
Yep.
Yeah. Add year to year and let your cycle of festivals go on. Yet I will besiege Ariel. So I guess this is God talking?
Okay.
Question mark?
I mean, a lot of times in Isaiah, it seems to be Isaiah talking for God.
On God's behalf.
Yeah, which is, like, he's doing a lot of talking for God. And I find that very bold of him.
Yes.
And also not with much authority that they've granted. Like, I don't see the authority behind it, right? Like in other parts.
The fuck do you think you are to speak so, my friend?
Yeah, but even like other prophets in the Bible, they made a point to say, and God on this point in time and this night said this to this prophet, and then that's how they knew this thing, right?
Right.
This is just like God talking all the time.
Yeah.
Through they're like, we want God to say something, but obviously God can't talk to us directly. So we're just going to make Isaiah the person who's talking for God.
Like, we'll tack on a quote mark at the end and go, said Isaiah.
Right.
Like, okay. Is that how that works?
Yeah, it's just really weird.
It is very weird. Yet I will besiege Ariel. She will mourn and lament. She will be to me like an altar hearth. I will encamp against you on all sides.
That's not very nice.
Right? I will encircle you with towers and set up my siege works against you.
Wait, God has siege works?
Apparently he can have them built on his behalf.
I guess that's true. He's used other forces as tools, so I guess maybe that's what he's talking about.
Everybody.
I just find it interesting the way they phrase these things. Like, because they're saying God's going to do this, but no, like other countries or other tribes or other people are going to do this to them, and you're going to claim that God did this.
You're going to attribute it to God.
Right,
okay.
right, yeah.
Okay.
There's a huge difference there.
Huge, yeah. Brought low, you will speak from the ground.
Because you're dead.
Or humbled.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's what we're looking at more in this chapter based on what I've read. It's the great humbling.
Got it. Okay.
Your speech will mumble out of the dust. Your voice will come ghost-like from the earth. Out of the dust, your speech will whisper. Or maybe zombies. What the fuck do I know?
Yeah.
You know?
So basically when you're not worshiping God enough, he's going to scare you to the point where you grovel before him and are nearly dying of fright to the point that you're begging for forgiveness from him in order to win the love of people because he's jealous and an asshole. Is that basically what I'm understanding here?
Sounds about right.
Okay. All right.
But your many enemies will become like fine dust, the ruthless hordes like blown chaff. Suddenly, in an instant, the Lord Almighty will come with thunder, an earthquake and great noise, with windstorm and tempest and flames of a devouring fire. So
wait, who's he killing?
He just switched from I am God speaking, I'ma get ya.
Jerusalem. Like, that's what like Ariel is Jerusalem. Like, they're equating those two as the same name for that city or whatever. And he's saying, like, the way I understood it is to that point, up until this point, was that he's going to surround Jerusalem and maybe attack them. But now it sounds like he's killing the enemies that are surrounding them.
Well, what I was saying though was it was a complete change in tense of who's speaking. It was I am God, I'm gonna get ya.
Oh.
And then the next sentence is the Lord is gonna get ya.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And I'm like, who are you?
So
are you Israel or are you God? What, like, who are you? Are you Isaiah or are you the Lord?
Right.
Who is speaking here? There's no quote marks. I don't understand.
So basically, we just have to try to keep up and assume that some. Well, I don't know. Sometimes Isaiah is speaking as God for God. Sometimes he's speaking as Isaiah about God.
Right.
And you just have to kind of determine in any instance which is going on at that point in time, I guess.
Because apparently they didn't know anything about attribution back then.
Right.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
The Bible has a great way of making early people sound very stupid.
I mean,
that makes me sad.
It's not exclusive to early people.
Well, you know what I'm saying. It just, I'm like, it makes it seem like, God, were they really just that incapable of writing good words back then? And
yes,
I don't
the
know,
answer is yes.
But I don't know that that's true because the Bible was the only like words that survived. You know?
Right, but I mean, I think that literary works back then in general, and just this, I'm just basing this off of what little I have studied about biblical writings and things like that. There weren't a lot of people that were versed in writing. Most of the people that were writing, quote unquote, writing back then were copying. They weren't actually even writing. There was only a very, very, very select few who actually knew how to write.
The 5 people who knew how to write were brainless.
They weren't brainless. They just, like, their knowledge of what writing was is everything that they could determine. It wasn't based on tomes of knowledge that they had for other from other people. You know, like they just didn't have the internet yet. Yeah. And it's sad for them.
Well,
I'm giving them a little bit of credit here. They've managed to write this stuff without a lot of help.
They did not have AI. That is certain. Then the hordes of all the nations that fight against Ariel, that attack her and her fortress and besiege her, will be as it is with a dream, with a vision in the night, as when a hungry person dreams of eating but awakens hungry still. I hate that dream. As when a thirsty person dreams of drinking but awakens faint and thirsty still. No, when I dream of drinking, that's the time when I wake up and I have to run for the bathroom because I might pee my pants. Seriously, and I'm not trying to pee the bed at my age.
Right, yeah.
So it will be with the hordes of the nations that fight against Mount Zion. They also might pee the bed?
So, I think we've switched to he brought those people there to fight Jerusalem, and now he's going to he's like, kill them.
I'm going to get you now. I'm done with you.
This is a really, like, I used you guys to scare them, but now I'm going to kill you.
Yep. Instead of thanks, bye, it's thanks, die. Be stunned and amazed. Blind yourselves and be sightless. Be drunk, but not from wine. Stagger, but not from beer. The Lord has brought over you a deep sleep. Honk chew, honk chew, honk chew. Shh.
Oh my God.
What? That's the fake snore.
Yes.
Yeah. He has sealed your eyes, which were the prophets. He has covered your heads, which were the seers.
Okay.
For you, this whole vision is nothing but words sealed in a scroll. And if you give the scroll to someone who can read and say, read this, please, they will answer, I can't. It is sealed. Or if you give the scroll to someone who cannot read and say, read this, please, they will answer, I don't know how to read.
So no one can. Okay.
They can't read it.
I'm really struggling with this a little bit.
It's basically God is making them incapable of reading.
Oh.
If they already don't know how to read, fine. If they do know how to read, he's making it to where they're not able to read.
I see. So is this kind of like the Tower of Babel?
Kind of. Sort of. He took away their prophets. He took away anybody who's able to explain stuff to them. He's taken away their ability to understand or decipher or figure.
Okay.
They can't figure it out.
Got it.
You know?
Yep.
The Lord says, these people come near to me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, whatever, but their hearts are far from me. See?
So he's okay. All right.
He's like, fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
I can see your heart.
Right.
Your lips suck.
Got it.
Your lips are moving, but you lie. Meghan Trainor?
Sure. Yeah.
You don't know that song?
I do. Okay.
Their worship of me is based on merely human rules that have been taught. As rules are when God does not show himself. Yeah. Then they can only do the best they can do, which is lip service. Right. So that kind of like God's blaming them, and I'm like, that's not how a relationship works, bruh.
Right. If you want somebody to actually know something, you have to teach them that thing.
Yeah, and you weren't there, so
they
other
made their
people
own shit did their best, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And this is just even assuming that you actually exist,
right?
Which I'm not even giving you that much credit. So
yeah. Therefore, once more, I will astound these people with wonder upon wonder. Okay, good. The wisdom of the wise will perish. Oh, that's not wonderful.
Yeah, that's not good.
The intelligence of the intelligent will vanish.
It's also not good.
Oh, God. It's like
feels a little bit like what's happening now in the United States, though.
It really does, doesn't it? Woe to those who go to great depths to hide their plans from the Lord, who do their work in darkness and think, who sees us? Who will know?
Like, well, I don't believe that God will, actually, because I don't think he's not, he's proven he can't see things very well.
Yeah.
Even with limited people on the planet. Mm-hmm. So this bit
in canon.
Right, in canon. Yeah.
So
like this is
A, you don't exist. B, the stories that I've read about the fake you, they don't paint you in a pretty light.
Right. And also you seem also not capable of a lot of the things you claim later on, like here. Yeah. You know, like this is you weren't capable of even this amount of knowledge with 5 people on the goddamn planet.
Yeah. So sorry, but you're weak.
Yeah.
You turn things upside down as if the potter were thought to be like the clay. Shall what is formed say to the one who formed it, you did not make me?
I do. I do say that.
But I don't say that to the one who formed me. I say that to people who claim that a thing formed me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
And I'm like, no, that's not how science works. There's spermies and eggies.
Yeah, not a god.
Yeah. Can the pot say to the potter, you know nothing? Pots don't talk.
That's true.
So
that's true.
No. But also, if a pot did talk to me as I was potting it up, I would be like, I do know things, but I'm betting that because you're different, that you know things too.
Right.
Like, what would a pot know? Many different things than me, right? It's made up of different stuff than I am.
It sure is.
Wow. In a very short time, will not Lebanon be turned into a fertile field? And the fertile field seem like a forest?
I don't know.
So he's saying that the lands are going to switch.
Sure. No, I got it. But how would we know that?
Did it happen?
Did it happen?
I don't think it did. I don't think it did. Because we still refer to that fertile field as that fertile field. And
right.
Lebanon was renowned back then as being that forest. Still is.
Is it?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. It's not a fertile field. Right. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
In that day, the deaf will hear the words of the scroll, and out of gloom and darkness, the eyes of the blind will see. Once more, the humble will rejoice in the Lord. The needy will rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. The ruthless will vanish. The mockers will disappear. And all who have an eye for evil will be cut down. Okay. Those who with a word make someone out to be guilty, who ensnare the defender in court, and with false testimony deprive the innocent of justice. So liars going to be true, and
it all sounds
are going to be lies.
Sounds great, sort of, maybe.
No,
I don't know.
Everything's going to switch places. Is what he's saying.
Right. Okay.
Truthers going to lie, liars going to truth.
Oh, I thought he was saying he was going to punish those people that were doing those things.
Oh, maybe I missed it. I forgot to pay attention a little bit. I might have missed that.
I thought he was saying he was going to punish them, so I think we're okay here. Like that's why I was saying I think it sounds okay-ish, but
like it's coming
in practice, I don't know how it's going to work out.
Right. Therefore, this is what the Lord who redeemed Abraham says to the descendants of Jacob. No longer will Jacob be ashamed. No longer will their faces grow pale. When they see among them their children, the work of my hands, they will keep my name holy. They will acknowledge the holiness of the Holy One of Jacob, and will stand in awe of the God of Israel. Those who are wayward in spirit will gain understanding. Those who complain will accept instruction. The end.
See. So all they had to do was get rid of the brain trust and the wise people in order to instill the correct fear and the correct fear of God into them. Is that basically what he's saying? He was going to kill he's going to get rid of the intelligent people, right?
Yeah.
And he's going to get rid of the wise people.
Mm-hmm.
And that just leaves, hypothetically, I'm guessing he's kind of angling at the simple people that need, help and they need the fear of God put in them, right? So if we get rid of all those smart and wise people, it makes them so much easier to control.
That is what's happening in Florida, question mark?
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about our schooling systems and how they are, not making this country a better place because we're losing a lot of skills. We're losing a lot of people that could do better.
Well, of course.
So
we're losing teachers for one thing, and we're not providing the teachers with what they need, which is why we're losing teachers. And then we're also crippling our teachers by not allowing them to have the access to education to pass on, like, I don't know, say books.
Right.
And teaching them about other people that are not white and straight and cis.
Right.
Like, yeah, so we are dumbing down our nation, that is for certain.
Yeah, and what replaces intelligence? Religion.
Lambs.
Well, yeah, and religion. Yeah. I mean, that's what's...
the lambs of God.
That's what they want. Religion thrives in times of
dumbness.
Yeah, dumbness. Yes, there we go.
Me dumb, love God.
All right, so that was Isaiah chapter 29.
Sure as fuck was.
And we are going to be doing another podcast here in just a few minutes after we're done with this one. So after this one gets posted, you'll probably already see that we've got the other one posted, which will be Q&A. And then we've got a
Patreon
coming out tomorrow.
Yes.
And then I'll get the weekly wrap-up done. And then we will be back on Monday with
Isaiah chapter 30.
All right. We'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Hey, wife. I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep. We have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.